Nigga kill over a bitch, but let a rat keep his wife.
Shit, this record. Time to go to work. Y'all hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. I'm just trying to be eyes and you can help me. You. Why wouldn't you want to help me?
My next guest is arguably one of the hottest interviews out right now. Everybody wants to talk to Bebe from the Peabody Projects, representing St. Louis. Bebe, what's the word with you, bro?
Man, talk hit them slow down, my nigga. How y'all doing?
All's well, bro. It's all's well. You the hottest. Besides the whole 50 Cent, Cuffy, Big Meech, Tammy Conway situation. The next person in line, in terms of being the hottest interview, is you. Everybody want to talk to you, bro, because you are in the position to kind of like fill in some gaps that kind of like complete the whole story. Can you tell me your background, where you come from? We know you come from St. Louis, but can you give us some background in terms of your relationship with Cuffy, your relationship with Cuffy's brothers Magic, and the relationship you had with Meech, and anybody else involved with the whole BMF family?
Well, you know, coming up as a youngster in the projects, Cuffy was, you know, one of our big homies out our neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? That's why I call him Uncle, you know what I'm saying, respectfully. But I was more tighter with Magic because Cuff had left and did a long stretch in the 90s. And that's when I started coming up, jumping out. I jumped off the porch probably like 91, 92 as an adolescent. And, you know, just a bad kid in the neighborhood, bad kid running around. And Magic, which is why, you know, ended up taking me under his wing in the late 90s and shit when he came home from the feds, you know, so he saw I was moving in the hood and telling me I needed to get off all the gangbang and shit and get me some money and take life serious. And he introduced me to a whole new world when he took me around Meech and T. You know what I'm saying? My first time actually being around them, they threw me out to Vegas. That took me to the fight it was the Oscar De La Hoya Trinidad fight at the Mandalay Bay. I believe it was in 98 and 99, I'm not sure, but one was like, go to the airport, get you a ticket, and get your ass out here. And from that point on, seeing how they was moving as a unit, everybody stuck together, nobody crossed each other, none of that shit had me like mesmerized. You know, you don't see this many niggas was tied in like this. Nobody's crossing each other about no bitches, no money, no none of this shit. It was just all love. And from that point on, I was like, damn, I got to be part of this movement. I got to get me a movement. And when I got back, you know what I'm saying, because my little cousin, Coco, he went with me. I'm like, bro, we got to turn it up. And from that point on, it was on. There was no looking back, you know what I'm saying?
I got you. So listen, were you ever BMF official? Were you ever a part of the whole BMF family officially, or were you just operating on your own accord with Magic and then on your own?
I never claimed BMF. Let's get this straight. I never claimed BMF. I was like an affiliate. You know what I'm saying? Like, that family, don't get it. I'm not putting no knock on that. They definitely family. But I was never the one running around claiming BMF. I always wanted to start my own shit. Actually, I did start my own little shit in the neighborhood off of, you know, what they was doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But no, I was never the one that claimed BMF. But if you look at all the paperwork, it's going to say that I'm a BMF member, but that's not true. That's just how the feds want to put a tag on a person.
Okay, I got you. When you first met, did you meet Meech first, or did you meet T first, or did you meet them together?
I actually met Meech first when Meech was in St. Louis before I met T. We used to call him Meech Ponytail. Meech used to have a long ass pony like a duck tail.
Right.
And then we used to call it Dugg. So I met Meech like in 96. I was 97, 98 when Magic came home. But we was at the Animal House, the old spot called the Animal House. It was a club. And I first saw the nigga right there. Everybody was talking about this dude. And I'm like, damn, that's only like, you know, I'm giving him his flowers too. But I'm like, damn, that's him, like, he's a regular nigga like us. But, you know, his name was just out of Meech. Well, it wasn't even Meech. His name always been Meech, but everybody, that's Zod, that's Ponytail. That's ponytail. That's Zach. You know what I'm saying? So I actually met him before I met T, because T was never the one to really do the clubs. You know what I'm saying? Meech was always the one in the clubs and shit.
Okay. What was the biggest differences between, as you got to know Meech and T, what were some of the biggest differences, some of the biggest contrasts in personality and character? What were some of the biggest contrasts between T and Meech?
You know what I'm saying? This gonna fuck y'all up. They night and day. Because T is more like a family guy. Like, he gonna stay in the house, stay around the frame on the barbecue. He wanna do things like he real grounded. Meech is flamboyant. He gonna be outside. He gonna club. He gonna buy the bars out. That was never T style. Now when T come out, he gonna show his ass, but T would rather be in the house with the family, with the guys and his wife. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature, just kicking the bobo, gambling and shit like that in the house amongst us.
Okay, I got you. So let me get right into some specific questions, bro. There were some rumors circulating around about a conflict that T had with somebody in St. Louis about some money or about some product or something like that. So can you tell us about if T had ever had any conflict with somebody representing BMF out of St. Louis, or is that not true?
I see everybody keeps catching BMF. It was some conflict, but the guy who he had the conflict with, he don't claim BMF, but he's a big dog too. You know what I'm saying? Like, he a big dog. His name's Fat Cat. And yeah, they had some controversy over T thought Fat Cat took some money from him, and that wasn't the case. The nigga who actually took the money from T was this nigga named Dugg, man, who ended up being one of the star witnesses on the case, named Danny Jones. He the one who went and stole all the money and all the work and shit when we got locked up in the house in 2005. He got out first and went and hit the stash house, and T thought that Fat Cat did it.
Okay, I got you. So the first indictment in 2005, you were indicted with those boys?
No, I was in the house with him. I had just came home from the feds. I was only home a few months. We was in the house gambling, right?
Right.
And when the indictment came down, they hit all the houses across the country around the same time. And we was in there gambling, shooting dice or whatever, shooting dice and playing cards. And the feds kicked in, and that's what it was. That's when we left. But that's when they left. I ended up getting out. My PO held me with them for about 3-4 days and let me out. But the feds kept investigating me. So the feds kept investigating me because they wanted to know why was I in the house with them. You know what I'm saying? Who is this nigga? He just came home from the feds off a gun case. How you around him? So they let me out, you know, because I wasn't part of that indictment. But they kept watching me, and they ended up bringing my own indictment on me and a couple of my guys, but they intertwined it to the BMF indictment. You know what I'm saying? Like, the feds just play a lot of bullshit games, but they do that in case you go to trial so they can paint a picture to the jury like, he's a part of these guys. And then they'll show you what these guys was about. So automatically now the jury looking at you like, oh, this motherfucker guilty. He's around a multi-million-dollar drug ring. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. So
saying that they brought both indictments together, combined them.
They just intertwined. They said that it's still from this investigation from them, so they kept watching us. And they tapped down phones from us leaving out the county jail. They, you know, they get the phones, they get all the numbers off, and they tapped our phones, and they let me and a couple of my guys go. And from that point on, we was being watched. And they came and got me probably about 11 months later.
okay, I got you.
Yeah.
You got a question, Juice?
Yeah. Shoot. How you felt that? Where you felt the discrepancy come in with Cuffy and Meech at then? You said it was all good before this case?
Yeah, there's no discrepancy. It came in because Meech allowed Tammy, which I believe that they had a meeting at the money on my name, and I don't check her about it. So him and Meech and Tammy had to have a meeting of the minds to do what they did. So that's the discrepancy. But it's nothing, no hard drawn out shit. And that's why I was trying to tell Dogface before I did the interview. We're not going to make this no Detroit and St. Louis thing. This is a real nigga thing. This is a real nigga situation. And if the real going to represent the real, that's what you got to stand on. And that's what I was trying to tell 42 Dugg. Like, you keep on talking about some, you rolling with Detroit to this. No, rolling was real because, nigga, You got snitches everywhere. You just got a snitch in every city, in every organization is gonna be a rat. So nigga, here's to the facts. Nigga, look at the facts and fill in the gaps from there. Stop being naive and just basically want to be a dick rider. I ain't with that shit, man. You know, call us. If it was cuff, I'll be the same way, my nigga.
You was on the phone with Dugg and Meech at the same time, right?
Yeah, I was on the phone with both of them.
And did how did that go? Let us know what you let Dugg know then.
Before Dugg,
in front of Meech.
Dugg thought that I didn't know him, so he's like, man, I'm gonna get through them. I said, get him on the phone. He's gonna tell you exactly what I'm. So he called me, get him on the phone. And I'm asking Meech, like, what's up, dog? Like, what's going on? Like, how you let this shit go on with Tammy? He's like, what you talking about? I said, you know exactly what I'm talking about. How, when you found out when Cuffy asked for your help, sent you the affidavit to subpoena you to come help him, you didn't sign it. Like, why you leave him on stuck with this bitch was steady coming to visit you and everything? You ain't got word that she was working. That's why I'm telling her, like, how could you continue to fuck with somebody who burned your man? But you won't help him, but you still let her come see you and everything. Talking to her on the phone every day.
What was his response in front of Dugg?
That's what I told him. I'm telling him in front of Dugg. Yeah, I told him this in front of Dugg.
What he say? What was his response? What was Meech's response?
He said, man, he said some old shit, man. I gotta listen back to the audio. Some old shit like, what am I talking about? I said, you know exactly what I'm talking about, nigga. What you mean, what am I talking about? You know exactly what I'm talking about. Stop acting like you stupid, man. And we had a few more words. I said a few more facts, and he hung up.
So Big Meech ended the phone call?
Huh?
Who? Big Meech ended the phone call?
Big Meech hung up on us. Well, I stayed on with Dugg for about another minute. I said, you see what I'm saying? Look what I'm telling you. You know, the nigga right, he's like, Doug's like, oh man, that ain't how that call's supposed to win. What the fuck you mean? That's how it is supposed to go. Man, you saying it wrong. How I say something wrong, I'm letting him know where he went wrong there, dog. He know he played a third party role in that shit.
Okay, so listen.
If he painting a picture or giving some type of explanation to Dugg that it ain't giving to the world.
Yeah, I gave it right to Dugg, like raw and uncut. What more do you want? It's just like, dog, if my bitch set one of y'all up, and I know this, she said, a friend of mine, I ain't gonna say my bitch, even a friend, a woman friend or a nigga friend, and I know she did this to y'all, fucked y'all up, and you reaching out for my help, like, man, fix this shit. I'm gonna assist my brother, and I'm gonna cut that bitch off, I'm gonna condemn her. He never did none of that all the way from 2013, bro. So what was give me your reason why you didn't help your brother out. He couldn't give me one.
So let me say this to you, brother. So one of the biggest misconceptions, or I want you to tell me if it is a misconception. So one of the things that people are saying about Cuffy reaching out